So I cannot think in that way. But I try my best tonight. I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
And I told y'all, a lot of people gonna be going home disappointed and crying.
And I've been telling y'all that all week, that it's God's plan, not my plan. I just, carried out his mission.
Oh, he can switch. He's very smart guy. He's better.
Yeah. Canelo, I may be the only one. I thought you won the fight. I scored it for you.
You know, we need to accept it.
You f***ing him up? Come on, man. You know it. F***ing him up. Hey, congratulations, man.
As the fight night reaches its conclusion, all around the world there is only one emotion: shock. Terence Crawford, the underdog of the match, proved himself against the legend Canelo Alvarez once and for all, shutting down the haters. Yet the criticism never stops. Canelo Alvarez, after facing a hard-hitting defeat against his opponent in the ring, could not help but stay determined on the fact that the reason he lost the title of world champion was due to his opponent moving around the ring rather than facing him head-on, causing frustration and annoyance not only at himself for not being able to give his 100%, but also at his opponent, who used every tool he could find to crush down the Mexican legend.
You know what? Sometimes you try and your body cannot go, right? That's my frustration. Maybe I can figure out Crawford, but my body cannot go anymore. So I try it, but my body just not let me go. And you need to accept it. That's it.
Power was a big narrative in this fight. At any point in the fight, do you feel like you hit Crawford with your biggest and best shot?
No, I don't think so. I hit Crawford, but no clean shots, like with all my power.
Adding to that, Canelo made sure it was understood that he gave it all during this fight, trying his best to counter the prowess that was going against him in the ring. He claimed that there was no point in the fight where he was ready to accept defeat or believe the fact that he might not end up as the champion of the match. According to the Mexican fighter, each round was important for him, and every second of the fight counted.
Was there a point in time where you figured that this just wasn't going to be my night, and if you did, when did that happen?
No, I never thought that. I always try. All the rounds I try, but you need to accept it, right? Sometimes you cannot go, and I try all the rounds. I never think about that because imagine. So I cannot think in that way, but I try my best tonight.
On the other hand, the victor of the match, Terence Crawford, remained anything but humble, claiming that the win might be a surprise to the rest of the world considering no one believed in him and his prowess in the first place. But according to Terence, once he sets eyes on a goal and believes with his heart and soul that he can achieve it, there is nothing that can come between him and his objective.
To be honest, when I set my sights on doing something and I know what I'm capable of, it's not like a surprise to me. It's a surprise to y'all because y'all didn't believe me, but for me, I knew I could do it. And I believed that I could do it. I just needed the opportunity.
Moreover, Terence Crawford shut down all those critics claiming that Canelo was the bigger fighter amongst the two, making Crawford's win impossible. The fighter countered that argument by saying that Canelo has always been a small fighter fighting in a heavier division. In the ring, according to Crawford, he was the bigger, stronger, and taller fighter, which can be proved by the win.
How did it feel in terms of fighting at that weight and the bulk that Canelo tried to put upon you?
I was stronger. I punched harder, and that was just it. A lot of people put too much into me moving up in weight and things like that. But like I told y'all once before, Canelo is not a big guy. He's a smaller guy fighting in a big weight class. Me and him is practically almost the same height. I'm a little taller. My arms longer than him. He got a little wider frame, but he's a little shorter. But all in all, we're around the same size. So by y'all saying, oh, Canelo's this massive size, it was kind of like disrespect. Then when y'all see me weigh in, then y'all say, oh, well, they not the same. it's not a big difference.
Adding to that, the victor Crawford claimed that the stakes were extremely high going into the fight, since compared to the previous fights of his career, he had been going into the match with no championship belts, no titles, and being severely underestimated by the entirety of the boxing world. So, the victory this fight brings not only elevates his name amongst the legends, but it also stands out from all the other fights of his career.
No, for sure, this is definitely a signature win. You know, moving up 2 weight classes, being the B-side, fighting a guy that's been undefeated in the division, undisputed, going to take all his titles, you know, doing everything that I said I was going to do. You know, of course this means a lot. You know, my other undisputed runs, you know, I had titles and things like that, so I was coming in as a champion as well. But this one, you know, I was coming in as an underdog, no championship belts, you know, and I felt like everything was on the line.
Interestingly, Stephen A. Smith reported after the fight that while he had predicted there would be a win through a decision, what he did not expect was Crawford to engage in active exchanges and for Canelo to actually get beaten by a smaller guy. Giving the credit where it is due, Stephen claimed that while he had expected boxing to be the main point, he did not expect Crawford to engage in exchanges and survive Canelo's punches.
Watching Canelo, seeing his career, suspected he wasn't going to get knocked out, especially by the smaller man. But did Crawford have enough power and boxing skill to keep Canelo off of him to some degree? For the most part, that answer was yes. But then he stepped in there and he exchanged back and forth on several occasions and survived and prospered. And I got to give credit where credit is due. I picked him to win by decision, but I never expected. I expected the boxing superiority. What I didn't expect was for him to stand there and exchange and survive. And he did that on several occasions, and that's why Crawford deserves so much credit.
Furthermore, Terence gave some insight into what it was like being in the ring while Canelo started becoming frustrated with the fight, claiming that the fact that the Mexican fighter was getting hit left and right made him angry at the shots he was taking. The victor also claimed that the fight was not as easy as it may seem to people viewing from the outside, placing Canelo as one of his top opponents. But in the end, the better fighter took the win.
Yeah, he was definitely frustrated, you know, because what he was trying to do wasn't working. And when he get hit, you know, he's just like, man, you know, he shook his head like, I can't believe I got hit with that.
And last one from me, where do you rate Canelo amongst your opponents? I mean, you're speaking about it as if it was an easy night, you've been hit harder. Where do you put him on the list of your most difficult opponents?
I'm not saying it was an easy night, by far. It wasn't easy, you know, it just, you look like that, but it definitely wasn't easy. He's definitely, you know, at the top of my opponents that I faced, for sure.
Additionally, Terence Crawford's father, Terry Crawford, commented on his son's victory, claiming that he always knew his son had it in him to take the win to his name. According to Terry, whether there is a future match involved between the two fighters is up to his son and Canelo, but either way, he is confident in the fact that his son would be able to take down the Mexican fighter once again if given the chance.
I'm just proud, you know, that he won. I'm proud of him, and I'm happy that he won.
Is there any surprise to you as to how he was able to perform, or you knew that?
I already knew he was going to beat Canelo Alvarez. I thought he was going to stop him in the 8th or 10th round.
Yes. Did you expect?
But I said if it goes past 10, he's going to go all the way. But he's going to win by unanimous.
Did you want more from Canelo, or is it just you knew your son was that good?
I knew my son was that good.
Yeah. Where does Canelo go from here?
I don't know, probably 170, 175.
Okay, last thing. Your son did, he won pretty clearly, but if there was a rematch on the table and the person switched.
Same thing would happen.
No, but the person switched, you guys will take it just to prove it wasn't a one-time thing, one-time performance, or because the money's right? How would you guys take a rematch?
That would be up to my son.
Moreover, one of the experts who has put his best in favor of Canelo, Sean Zittel, came out and accepted the fact that he had been proven wrong by Terence "Bud" Crawford. According to Zittel, he had placed Crawford as one of the fighters who were right below the legends of history, but now it has been proven that the fighter deserves his name to be right next to the best fighters the world has ever witnessed.
Terence Crawford just proved me wrong, proved a lot of people wrong, and cements himself as one of the all-time greats, S-tier, top tier. Gets to, as my man Sam Gordon just texted me from San Francisco Chronicle, gets to sit at any table. And coming into this fight, you know, I had Crawford #1 pound for pound back in 2017. I always acknowledged him as the best counterpuncher in the game, one of the great counterpunchers. But I didn't see him as Sugar Ray Leonard, Floyd Mayweather, Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson. I didn't see him as that. I saw him as the tier of greats right below that. Oscar, Shane, Mike McCallum, guys like that. And it turns out, no, he's with the best of the best. A lot of people saw this coming. You know, a lot of people predicted this. I said, oh, I see it coming, but I'm picking Canelo. Well, whatever. That was my dumb fault. Shout out to all the people. All the smart boxing money was on Crawford. Even though Canelo was a favorite at the books, everybody I talked to with a high boxing IQ was going Crawford, 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 Crawford.
Furthermore, Lennox Lewis broke down the exact reason Crawford was able to overpower his opponent in the ring, claiming that Terence Crawford acts as a technician in a fight. His speed after throwing deadly combination is something that can hardly be caught up with. Once you try to engage with the punches, he moves with swift movements. All this against a fighter who has difficulty moving in the ring proved to be a sure win for Terence Crawford.
I mean, it was a situation where Terence Crawford's a tactician, and he throws combinations and he moves, and then, if you try and exchange with him, he's gone already. So you gotta be fast, you gotta punch him when he's punching you.
Like everyone else, Gareth A. Davies also expressed his surprise not at the way Terence Crawford was able to prove himself as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the boxing world, claiming that now Terence can be listed among the greats, even above big names like Usyk. According to Gareth, Terence made Canelo look like the older, smaller, and weaker opponent in the ring, absolutely schooling his opponent through his prowess.
For me, Terence Crawford moves up to the #1 pound-for-pound spot in the sport right now, above Naoya Inoue, above Alexander Usyk. He is incredible. To become historically a 3-weight undisputed world champion, it just beggars belief what he's managed to do. He was immense tonight. He took it with humility. There was a little bit of emotion afterwards, but from first to last, I have to say it, Canelo did not have the answers for him. So let's take nothing away from Crawford. It was all of his doing.
Oh, absolutely.
He was the one that made Canelo look older, slower, and without the right answers.
He schooled him. He schooled him from start to finish.
Even Zab Judah gave his opinion on Terence Crawford's win, claiming that he had predicted all along that the fighter was a monster not to be reckoned with. According to Zab, there has been no fighter who has gone against Canelo Alvarez in the ring and did to him what Terence was able to do, leaving the Mexican fighter all red and bruised. Even Floyd Mayweather had not defeated a fighter like Crawford did, as per Zab's views.
I told y'all he is a monster.
Yeah.
Listen, man, Canelo's a good fighter, man.
Yeah.
But he made the fight look normal, guys.
Yeah.
He made it look normal. Canelo left out of the face with the cherry red face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, but didn't have a mark on him.
Comparable to Floyd's, that was impressive on its own. I've different fighted different performances, but it's up there.
There's nobody that's ever done what Boy just done to Canelo. Alvarez.
Yeah. He stepped a little more to Canelo than Floyd, right?
Nobody's ever hit Canelo like that before, ever.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Where's Canelo at, man? That was a tough loss, I would imagine.
Canelo's still great, man. Listen, man. He got to just go back to the drawing board, put it all back together, and just take another shot at it.
Besides Terence Crawford fans, even Canelo Alvarez supporters like Teofimo Lopez were not able to hide their awe at how legendary a fight it was from the victor's side. According to Teofimo, there was a point where Canelo could be seen annoyed and frustrated at the way the fight was going. But in the end, no matter whether the game wins or loses, his Mexican and Latino fans will always be there to support it.
Yeah, frustration. There was a weird situation where Canelo did like some weird leg movement, and he looked like he was hurt in some way of injury. But I can't really say. I can't really tell on that part. Nevertheless, phenomenal game plan by Crawford. He did really did his thing.
What can he do?
What about?
That's the beauty about the Mexican fans, about Mexico, is that they don't, they always gonna support their champion, and that's Canelo Alvarez.
Moreover, after the post-fight press conference, Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez showed an act of solidarity and friendliness as Terence handed back the titles to his ex-opponent. As the handoff was being done, the fighters were seen to be hugging, smiling, and talking, with Crawford even giving Canelo's daughter a friendly high five. This showed the world that the beef was only professional, not personal.
Terence Crawford.
Appreciate you. Congratulations.
Additionally, Mauricio Solomon gave immense appreciation to Crawford as well, claiming it has been a great night for Canelo fans and the boxing world alike, making it all a legendary fight. According to Mauricio, all Crawford should now be focusing on is a long holiday with his family, reaping the benefits of what he has sown. Focusing on Canelo, Mauricio claimed that this is the world of boxing. One time you're on the top of the world, the other time you face defeat.
Beautiful performance, tremendous night for boxing.
Yeah.
And he had a game plan, he performed, and he deserves all the recognition.
Yeah. What would you like to see next from him?
To have a nice vacation and enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
Let him rest. He deserves all the time
Yeah.
to really enjoy what he has just accomplished.
His performance was pretty clean cut. Is there a need for a rematch though? Canelo came on a little bit late, but
That's different.
Uh-huh.
They took a long time to prepare for this great fight.
Yeah.
Let them enjoy, let them have a rest, and we'll see what's next.
Arguably, Canelo's the greatest Mexican of all time, but where's he at this point in his career, man? What do you think went wrong? I know you really...
This is boxing.
Yeah.
Yesterday or today, he was the great.
Yeah.
Now, 2 hours later,
He's
now
still the
he's
great.
not.
Yeah.
So, this is boxing.
On the other hand, Hamza Shiraz claimed that this win by Terence Crawford messed up his back. But in the end, it is all part of God's plan, and something good would come out of it. According to Hamza, this is how boxing goes. There are ups and downs in every field. However, he also stated that he would be honored to share the ring with Crawford in the future, hinting at something deeper cooking ahead.
Yeah, no, it's boxing, isn't it? It's boxing. It's one of them things. God's got a greater plan. Do you think it actually could still happen, you and Canelo? Yeah, 100%. 100%. I don't think it'll happen pretty soon, though. I think he'll have a bit of time off and we'll see what happens.
Hamza.
Do you think Crawford will stay at the weight or should stay at the weight? I reckon he will stay it because he looked good at it. He looked strong at it.
Did he seem hurt in there at all?
Nah, not at all, man. He was eating them punches, bro. I was shocked, but he's a GOAT. He's one of the GOATs.
Hamza, I want to apologize on behalf of Terence Crawford. He just messed up your bag, man.
I know, bro.
He messed up your bag. What's up?
You say that, though. You say that, but listen, God's got a greater plan, innit? God's got a greater plan, and it'd even be an honor to share the ring with him.
So what are your opinions on the win by Terence Crawford? Were you expecting the underdog to be able to prove himself as the champion, or were you among the many who chose Canelo as the possible victor? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to stay tuned for all updates. See you soon!